Hey, so when you make that transition like that, what we're going to do, there's switch real quick in there. There should be, I mean, just make sure obviously there's like something going on.
Trouble Club.
Probably be
cool. You got a little spot right there for the. About whiskey down there New Market Money.
No, we ain't never heard of that. Because you know the other one closed down.
Yeah, and that's what I got it down out for St. John's Hub.
Where?
Straight down, what you say right there?
That's beach, yeah.
You go with this beach, take a right, go straight down.
Yeah.
St. John's.
Okay, well, sounds good. So call me or talk to me or talk to me.
It used to be started with a beach.
Whiskey's off the land.
He's gonna take the feed from probably these spots where it's gonna be, but it'll take less time to do call because they don't have to say the show. The reason it's gonna take a few minutes is because
Right.
you make that to say.
Yeah, that's right about the post office.
It's big up.
So we should.
Morgan now.
Oh. That's the new martini.
Yeah.
How is it?
You can go check it out.
Okay, well, we might go check it out. Hey, I might go check it out. I don't know about Erica, but now where we go? Where we going? Sean, you say beach.
Take beach, make a right, and go straight down to St. John's Bluff and make another right.
St. John's Bluff. And it say XO.
You'll see it on the left. It's right there by the post office, right next to the post office.
This is not the way it's designed. I had great protection. Unbelievable job by the offensive line.
It's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most
go down there and
important
I'll
to
give
you.
you a shot.
By the way, unless you're in Missouri or Illinois, I'm not licensed in your state, but that's okay. Our attorneys in your state are.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Jacksonville area attorneys, a person you can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in downtown Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Cordell & Cordell, Jacksonville, Florida. Recent Congress Florida resident appointment. Announcers are not licensed attorneys. Business owners, it's time to ask yourself a very important question. Are the benefits you're offering your employees the best you can possibly offer? Could it be better? This is Joe C. for the Baylor Group and Travis Cummings. He can help answer that question. Just call him at 461-1800. He'll take it from there. I back the Baylor Group because they'll back you with a benefits package that matches the quality of employee you have working for your company. Call Travis Cummings today at 461-1800 at the Baylor Group or log on to mbailey.com.
Frank Frankie here for Heritage Crossing Assisted Living Center. Located on Arkansas Drive between Beach and Atlantic. My mother lives there and she absolutely loves it. The activities are cool. The facility is clean. The facility is my good. The food is fantastic. But you know what's best? The way they treat my mom. If someone you care about needs an assisted living location, the place is Heritage Crossing. Call it at 399-8999 today.
Wake up Jacksonville, did you know that Chick-fil-A is reimagining breakfast? From their bite-sized chicken minis to the chicken biscuit, the hash brown scramble bowl, the burrito, or the egg white grill. Breakfast at Chick-fil-A is well worth waking up for. Available every day until 10:30.
All right, Andrew, can you hear me?
Order from the Chick-fil-A app if you're
Okay, I killed the TV feed and you shouldn't be getting it anymore.
Or download the app in the month of September. Chick-fil-A.
Okay, whoops, and he fumbled. Computer's rebooting right now. It shouldn't take too long.
Orange Environmental at 272-3284. They're your pest control pros.
At least these guys are in a commercial break.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Hopefully we can time it out. Keep your fingers crossed.
Elimination specialist and an
tonight. We are at Aromas all football season. You should come join us. Monday Night Football, we got a doubleheader tonight. New York Jets and the Detroit Lions going on right now, 10-7 New York Jets. Not the way you want to start your career off, James.
No,
pick six, first pass?
Well, I mean, he's doing pretty good, though.
Yeah, listen, I've said this from the get. I really like Sam Darnold a lot. But throwing back across your body for a pick six. I wonder if there's a stat, I'm sure it's on Twitter already, of how many quarterbacks have started their career with a pick six.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, and if they have, who are they? We'll get into the day after. We've had a day to process what happened with the Jags and Giants. We'll get into that. Of course, we're going to get into some college ball. Got to get into some college ball. Florida, Florida State, Miami. Let's rank the programs. I'm not even talking about the big three anymore. The conversation now is, where do you rank all of them? And where do the big three fall into? Are they still the big three? We'll get into that tonight.
I mean, it's after last week's, the last couple weeks' performance, I mean, you've got to be able to call a spade what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it has not looked very good. Neither program, none of the programs I put together a really good product. And to be honest with you, the fans right now aren't acting like fans who've been there or becoming of big programs. Right now, everybody's kind of grading the level of suck, which to me is just, that's embarrassing. From a
you know what's crazy is if you would have said 3 years ago, 5 years ago, that after week one of the NFL season, that everything that we talked about positive in Florida football related would be NFL.
Right. Like it's kind of like we want everybody to be good.
Yeah.
But if you would have went back and you would have told me that the Jaguars, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Miami Dolphins would all have wins and be trending up, and then if you would have told me that all the big three, the only win that any of them will have would be against FCS opponents,
yeah,
like I would have been like, man, you're crazy. Both sides will probably be undefeated going into it. The Buccaneers are going to be terrible without Jameis Winston, and the Dolphins have Ryan Tannehill, who couldn't even complete a forward pass.
Dolphins still are terrible.
But, I mean, Tannehill actually, I apologize to Dolphins fans. Yeah, Tannehill still did that thing where the ball doesn't come out very good.
Yeah. Right.
But he also threw he completed it, he threw it with the pass.
Threw it with the pass, Doug Marrone, as Doug Marrone would say. So we're definitely going to get into some of that stuff. And, I think the major question that needs to be asked when it comes to Florida and Florida State specifically, and we can throw Miami into this as well, but I don't think as much, is what can be changed right now? We're not going to get into that right now, but we will in a couple of seconds. What actually can be changed? Does something need to be changed? And if so, what the world can be? I mean, we're week 3 of the college season. There's some situations that you just got what you got, and you got to deal with it. There's other situations that you can improve upon as the year goes on. How are these teams going to look that Saturday after Thanksgiving when Florida and Florida State play each other? We'll get into that, but let's start with the Jags. Day removed from Jags Giants. Honestly, I feel better today than I even did last night, and I felt fine last night.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of things you can nitpick, and that's kind of one of the luxuries you have when you win a game.
Yeah.
You can go back and say, well, and still feel good. Obviously, when you lose, nothing. But when you win, you're able to go back and say, well, I wish this would have happened. I wish this would have happened. But few people realize that in the NFL, every win counts. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I don't care if you win ugly, if you win neat, if you win big time. The whole purpose is in the goal is to win.
I think people discount that whole how hard it is to win an NFL game on the road thing. It's really dang hard.
Very hard.
I mean, everybody says, well, look at New England. You've got to take New England out of every conversation. To win on the road in the NFL, to win a game is hard. To win on the road is hard.
To win on the road on opening day?
Right.
Like, that's something.
With all the energy, it's the first time you get a real chance to hit somebody that's opposite of you for it to count.
You went and played a team that didn't have a scouting report because they had a new coaching staff.
Right.
I mean, and you didn't change either coordinator, so they had a scouting report.
And also, you brought up this on Sunday show. The Jaguars went into this situation with all the hype, especially on defense, and they lived up to that hype.
Every bit of it.
And for the first time, this time last year, right before the season, you had guys taking all kinds of shots at the Jaguars. But you actually had, after the game, Eli Manning come up and say, we probably won't face a better defense than what we just faced this weekend.
Well, let me put it this way, too. And you can't. I hate to say this because I hate when people do say it, but I'm going to say it. You take away the long Saquon Barkley run.
Right.
That score's 20-9. Right. Now you're talking about having held a team with Saquon Barkley, with OBJ, with Eli Manning, with Evan Ingram to 9 points. Like, I mean, you take away that run and 20-9. By NFL standards, that's a blowout.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last night. Not one time did I feel uncomfortable in that game.
Not at all.
The old Jags,
I would have been, man, we got to score here. We got to score here. We got to protect the defense. Got to protect the defense. But this is a situation where I'm like, man, as long as the offense, to me, if the offense shaves 3 to 5 minutes off the clock, we actually had a successful offensive drive. And I know like Baselli brought up a really good point earlier today. Like you can't, like Blake has to play better to win more games consistently. And I agree with that. But at this point right
here, first game, I'm going to take what I got.
What was it so much more?
Blake can't play. Blake can't consistently. You have to have that. You do have to. But I also see every week, even the top quarterback, they'll have games where they don't throw over 200, and the next game they throw for 350, 400 yards. You go back and forth.
Wait, I'm confused though, because if we're saying Blake can't play like that, then what was last year?
I think, I hear what you're saying. I think you can't have that. Oh, he's not bad. Yeah, let me bad.
It is the actually I saw this tweet. I think I saw somebody talk about Felipe Franks with this, so I'm gonna use this. People don't understand, like there is no in between good and trash. Like if it's not like 350 throwing over 65 yards on 70% completions, automatically that guy is trash. Like there's an in between, and he let's just say he played average, but this defense is good enough for him to play average. But in the tighter games, you're going to want Blake to be able to step up, and I think Blake can do that.
Oh, he will. He can. I think the words you just used, average, like I think that's what everybody's trying to figure out about Blake, and that's fair. What is average Blake? Like what is Blake's median? What can we expect out of Blake, and when can we say, okay, he had a bad game or he had a good game?
Right.
Like if I don't know what that is, because for a 4-week stretch he was amazing last year. Then there were other times where he was terrible, and then the playoffs he was pretty damn good.
I think you got to take with Blake. You got to take. I mean, again, I just said there's no in between good and trash, but you got to take the good with the bad. Like what he didn't do, he turned it over once,
right.
But there was no pick six. There was no detrimental turnover, and I think that's 2 years ago, or the Blake from the really really trash Blake that we remember. That was the turnover. The turnover that really truly just made you like there was nobody there, and it was legitimately just there. It looked like you were trying to complete a pass to the other team.
Yeah, I think the average Blake is 61% completion percentage. Average Blake's going to throw, twice as many touchdowns as he is going to throw interceptions. So, that don't happen every game. But I'm trying to think, and 250 yards. Like I think that's average. And you've said it for a year now. We need average Blake to throw the ball 28 times, 29 times.
Whoa.
No more than that.
No more than that. We don't need him to do any of that. I just need him to not go over 30. And I may take it a step further and say I don't need him to go over 35.
Check this out. Gibbs got the research. Okay. Since 1991, Sam Darnold is the third quarterback to have his first NFL pass attempt intercepted and returned for a touchdown. You want to know the other two?
Who?
Brett Favre.
Okay.
Jameis Winston.
There will be no Jameis Winston slander on this show.
It's not slander, that's a fact.
His
first pass was picked off and returned for a touchdown.
This happens. Maybe he'll throw for 4,000 yards.
Who?
Sam Darnold.
Oh.
I mean, he's actually rebounded pretty good. He's playing better than
he's playing fine.
I just playing better than the other.
We would have brought it up, and Gibbs came through in the clutch for it.
Who Jalen has said is average.
So that's what we got to do. The Jalen report card coming up tonight as well.
Jalen,
let's see how they grade it out. Yeah. We got to come up with a name for this. We'll do that here in not next segment, but the segment after. Let's take our first break. When we come back, let's start off with this ranking of the college teams in Florida.
Okay.
And then from that, I'm sure we'll spur plenty of conversation about what needs to happen with the Big Three here in the state of Florida. You're listening to the Sports Den, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Make sure you get out to ABC, get your week started off right. Go by ABC, slide through there, get you a drink, get you some of the good stuff, get you a cigar, get you some snacks. Just load up for the whole week. You know you're going to be sitting there drinking all weekend. Don't wait till Friday. Go ahead and get by there now.
Bring me something.
No, you got aromas. You can have whatever you want.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking.
There we go. You're listening to the Sports Den. We got college football rankings in the state of Florida on the other side.
Before NFL Sundays.
You gonna do it live here?
Friday Night Lights.
No.
High school football Friday nights on 1010XL from 6 until midnight.
Fire for Yeldon in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown! I was ready for you too. It's all good. I like that. It's all good. To the 10, to the 5, into the end zone, touchdown! Are you extended the lead here at MetLife Stadium? Now the ball fumbled. The ball is out. I think Jacksonville recovered it, and that'll do it. That'll do it. Jacksonville has recovered the fumble. Jacksonville takes over. They're going to take a knee and win the game here in New York.
It's a team effort. All 11 on offense combined together, and they got it done as well as defense.
Sweet Jags of mine. Good times never seem so good.
Are you kidding me?
Next up, New England, Sunday on 1010XL.
Sunset Grill invites you to come hang out in St. Augustine Beach, celebrating 25 years in the nation's oldest city, and that means they're doing it right, from fresh seafood to dado wings to a cold Bud Light by the beach. Sunset Grill, right on A1A. It's a home game for Joe C.
Homeowners, a great time to sell your home is now, and summer is always the best time to buy.
Hey guys.
It's also the best time to sell. Why? Inventory is down, prices are up. If you're considering a change, maybe you're running out of room.
Andrew, you there?
How about downsizing now with the kids in college? If you're looking to sell your home, let one of the specialists at Exit Real Estate Gallery help you with the transition. Go to myjacksvalue.com for a free home evaluation. myjacksvalue.com.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them a solution fast. Now, who are we?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Hey, we got a caller on the line, Desmond.
Sounds like customers always win.
What does he want to talk
Reach
about?
Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
By now, you've heard that Global
Scott, you there?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm here. Hold on.
one of the world's largest diamond companies. We're celebrating with the most incredible offer ever. Pick any item, put nothing down, and enjoy interest-free financing for 5 years. Yes, you can get the guaranteed best value on any jewelry with not a penny down. And spread your payments over 5 years with no interest. Everything's included. Nothing's held back. Come see what the power of Diamonds Direct can do for you. Diamonds Direct, formerly Global Diamonds, at the Markets at Town Center. On approved credit. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Basically, it's general comments about the game.
No information, because you have to draw the line between what you need to know.
The Jags game, yes.
You don't.
When I know I'll see different
Okay.
people all day, I'll wear the same outfit 2 days in a row.
See, didn't need to know that. But when it comes to insurance,
You must know James because he asked for him specifically.
the number one auto insurer in your area in the
Still callers asking for James
Plus, they've been around for over 75
What are you talking about? About the FSU game?
customer
No, it's my
satisfaction
Jag
rate.
game.
No, Jag.
Say, this is fun. What I mean is, this is awkward, and I don't know how to express my feelings.
Again, not really needed. But knowing Geico offers more than just car insurance is important. They offer motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. And the Geico Insurance Agency can help you with renter's insurance as well.
I've eaten more cookie dough in my life than baked cookies.
And not needed. But you should know local agents in your area could help you find even more savings with Geico, like military or federal discounts. And Geico offers emergency roadside service. Switching insurance is an important decision. You can never know too much about it. So Florida, contact Geico online, over the phone, or at your local office for all the information you really need.
Jimerson & Cobb is a Florida-based commercial law firm striving to exceed client expectations through commitment to excellence and adding value to your business. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersoncobb.com.
Anyone who has ever needed self-storage knows what a hassle it can be. You have to rent or borrow
Scott,
stuff
can you
and
find
then
out
find someone to
McDowell's
help you move your
commercial?
stuff. And let's face it, moving furniture and heavy items without damaging them
McDowell's
isn't
commercial. Yeah, I'll try and find it during the next segment here.
Sometime during the show. I don't know.
Why not use Closet
Okay.
Box instead? Closet Box is self-storage without leaving home. They'll pick up your belongings, store them securely,
Did we
and bring
save that
any
one?
item back when you need it.
This
The
one
best
sound-
part, unlike
oh.
traditional self-storage, you only pay for what you store. No paying for unused storage space. Closet Box's background check storage movers are
It might take a little bit if I have to download it again.
all of the heavy lifting. Closet Box's local storage centers are temperature controlled.
There's a lot of stuff that I saved in Next Gen here that had, you know, like DEN for Den in it, that has disappeared from the system, and I don't know why.
First month storage using code radio50. That's 877-775-4860. 877-775-4860.
If you need a dentist who can do it all, you need to go see Dr. Joseph Bolter in Jacksonville. Tara Loggeman here for Dr. Bolter, who, by the way, does more than just dentistry.
Like
we see him for braces, gum therapy, cosmetics, implants, root canals, and more. And speaking of root canals, I just had one last week. I watched one of my favorite shows. It was painless. I was in and out in an hour and back to work. Go see Dr. Joseph Bolter on Goodby's Executive Drive in Jacksonville and tell them the Loggemans sent you.
I think Stafford's hurt. He's just trying to be Aaron Rodgers.
Messing up. I'm trying to let Danny win.
You got any points yet?
I might look now.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Matt Stafford's just trying to be Aaron.
I tell you what, if he don't stop playing this BS and I lose this game to you because nobody's throwing it to Golden Tate.
You won't lose because of that. You'll lose because I'm just the better fantasy football player.
This is BS, man. I don't understand this.
It's all on the table tonight, right here on the Sports Den. We'll know by the time we leave Aromas tonight.
Shoot, he thinks, his wife think that Jalen got on him. Shoot.
It is the Sports Den coming to you live from Aromas. We're here every Monday night through football season. Come join us. Just come hang out a little bit, watch some Monday Night Football. Aromas got a great menu, great drinks, great cigars, obviously, right here off of Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. Come join us each and every Monday night during football season. Jalen Ramsey report card is going to be coming up here shortly. Before we get to the college stuff, we've got somebody hold throughout the break, so let's make sure we get Desmond on. Desmond, you there, my man?
Yeah, I'm here, man. How y'all doing, man?
Good. What you got?
Hey, I would like to say good win yesterday. We did good. The defense picked up. You could tell they still the same defense from last year. They picked off where they left off at. But the offense, we need to call Dez Bryant, Jeremy Macklin, somebody. Yeah, because they don't down the line, man. The defensive coordinator is not going to respect our wide receiver core. Because we don't have no big top wide receiver to take the top, to respect. So, yeah, I feel like we should call Dez Bryant and probably get another running back. But other than that, all in all, man, we did pretty good. And Andrew Noah, he did okay yesterday. I seen sometimes he got blown up off the ball. But, it was the first game of the season. Not that rushed off, and let's get back at it.
Yeah, we talked about the thanks for the call, Desmond. We talked about the receiver issue a good bit yesterday. I mean, it is a problem, but Dez Bryant ain't the solution.
Yeah, Dez Bryant is not going to – separation was the problem, and I don't necessarily know if that's what Dez Bryant can do. I mean, you can get a guy – you need a guy who can get you that first down that could definitely run – well, Dez doesn't run great routes. Like, if Dez was a better route runner, I can see trying to go down that road. But to be honest with you, if we look at the Jags, at least since I've been here, we've tried that experiment of going and getting that older wide receiver that, may have lost a step. When you think about Torrey Holt, you think about some of the other guys that they've brought in. Hell, we just throwing dirt. Let's go Chad Ochocinco down the street. Will they all probably be able to contribute? Possibly. But I think what we got right now, you just got to work with it. And, again, find what makes this offense successful. And don't compare this offense to other offenses. Just think about what the Jags offense is in comparison to this defense, and you got to find a perfect complement. And I think that's where you see successful teams continue to make runs and you build a dynasty.
Well, look, here's the bottom line. The way this defense is structured, you can't go out and spend a ton of money on a receiver because you're going to be spending a ton of money re-signing this whole defense. So what you better hope is that it's right here in Jacksonville right now, that somebody's developing. D.D. Westbrook develops or something or DJ Chark develops. We need one of those guys to become that dude because you can't go out and spend wide receiver money. You can't keep A-Rob if you want to keep Jalen and Miles Jack and Ngakoue and all those guys.
Right. I think you can continue to develop. I think these guys
the only option at this point.
I think D.D. Westbrook shows some really, really good signs. I think you have to figure out what you get from Moncrief. And I think Keelan Cole is actually, right now, he's picking up where he left off last year. So you got you've got a nucleus. Just do what you do on defense with your wide receiver core, and then let them grow into something.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go. Jags, not Jags. Gators, Noles, Canes. Obviously a bad week. Not for the Canes, but for the Seminoles and the Gators, a bad week. I was at the Florida game, and Hacker asked yesterday when we came in, what was the feeling there? And I really believe, win or lose, it was the same feeling leaving, because it was, oh crap, here we go again.
Yeah, it was something where Kentucky pretty much kind of dominated the whole game. I didn't watch the game.
I think I saw this today. They averaged 8 yards a play.
Ooh, good night. That was a solid bowl whipping. But the one thing I will say that even when I saw it at the end, because I was too concerned about the rain delay and then a lot of the other stuff, and then the shellacking that was going on with Samford at FSU. But I kind of got that feeling that Kentucky's going to Kentucky this, and they almost did. But
this isn't even about Kentucky in my mind. It's about the University of Florida getting bullied, getting pushed around, getting their butts kicked for 4 quarters. That shouldn't happen against anybody, much less Kentucky.
Right. I mean, you would think, again, that all the talent that's in the state of Florida, one of the big 3 programs, they had talent. Obviously, there was some kind of dearth, considering they've had, 2 4-loss seasons in 5 years or 3 years? But anyways, bottom line is you thought
in 5. No, because McElwain's first 2, yeah.
So you think that they were a little bit better than what they were, but new system, and then it's still that not having that quarterback. And you kind of see what happens when you don't have that quarterback.
I ain't putting this on the quarterback, man.
No. What I'm just saying in general, but like the offensive line, what I think a lot of the programs are realizing is that there's been a ton of talent recruited on paper, but schematically and scouting and developing this talent has been lacking the last couple of years.
Which is where Nick Saban's so dang good.
Right.
So good. It doesn't matter. The more football evolves, and Gibbs and I were talking about this before the show, the more football evolves, it still comes down to one thing, and that's, can your big guys block their big guys, or can your big guys get penetration against their big guys? That is the very basis of what's going to make you a good football team or not. Alabama has stayed consistent because you know what they do? They dominate up front.
Every year, them and now Georgia's getting in that equation, and Clemson as well. They're finding the big offensive linemen. They're bringing them in, and not only can these guys wait their turn, but they're getting guys who come in as freshmen and play. Like Alabama didn't miss a step in the national championship game after they got some of their better players hurt.
Yeah.
The new guys just came in and plugged each other, and that has everything to do with how good Nick Saban is at making talent buy into his philosophy. And that's a culture thing. Yeah. It's not just a training thing. It's not just making people better. It is clearly the culture is better at some of the top programs than they are in the big 3.
Well, speaking of culture, it's an interesting thing. We talked about this with the Jags forever and ever and ever because culture doesn't change until it does. And it's hard to manufacture a culture change. It takes more than a coach. It takes a Jalen Ramsey. It takes something along those lines. It takes a quarterback. It takes something to change the culture more than just a coach out there being enthusiastic and blowing a whistle. And this is not a shot, but playing music and dancing. That doesn't change a culture. That's shallow, right? At every level. Same with Dan Mullen. Switching to Jordan doesn't change the culture. Right. That's shallowness. What happens is the culture's changed when it's 3rd and 3 on Saturday night, and you're supposed to stop Kentucky when they run the ball right down your freaking throat, and you don't.
Right, and then also, I will say this: it takes time to develop that culture. That culture, there are some coaches who step right in, and you immediately see some success because the guys have bought in. But then there are also times when I take a step back, and this is for Mullen or anybody. Even Mark Richt, when you look at Saban, when you look at Kirby, when you look at a lot of these guys and what happened when they first got in, you've got to chop out the cancers. Mm-hmm. You've got to get rid of some people.
And sometimes that hurts. Yeah, sometimes those cancers are talented.
Yeah, and it's not saying they aren't good kids. It's just they don't fit what you're trying to do right now. And that's kind of some of the way that I'm going to go with my articles here with Gridiron Now in the next couple of days is attrition.
Caller Matt.
You've got to be able to go look at who can play now and then, hey, play your young guys, get what you can get out of them. But the business of college athletics means that when January comes or December when the season's over, you got to move on from some people. And that hurts. It makes you look like a bad guy, and they're going to blast you a little bit. But you got to bring in 25 that are hungry and ready to play. I think Saban went 7-6 his first year, and then after that, you haven't seen anything else. And you know what Saban every year cuts people.
Well, you know what he did the first couple years after that? And I don't have this in front of me, but I want to say he signed 28 to 30 person classes.
Me and my boy Juice always talked about this every year. Alabama is the closest thing to the NFL, not because of their practices, not because of their structure. Every year he oversigned, and they have damn near 100 people on their roster after signing day, and every year you magically find him get under get 85.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's absolutely true. The Felipe Franks thing, for what it's worth, here's my opinion on Felipe Franks. He did not play that poorly. He was just asked to do so much in that game. He was put in terrible situations. Early in the game, I thought he played pretty well. I thought the play calling was a little weird. Like they had him doing things that I didn't really picture Felipe Franks doing. You can sit here and you can talk about the second down play call on the goal line. Stupid. You can talk about the missed field goal. Stupid. But what I can't unsee as a Florida fan is the total domination that Kentucky had. And I'm telling you right now, Colorado State, they just beat Arkansas. This ain't a guaranteed win.
Colorado State has some talent. I mean,
there's not an SEC team in our schedule right now that's a guaranteed win.
And that's the unfortunate part of the two programs that have been better in the last couple of decades is that there isn't a guaranteed win on either one of their schedules right now. They could both, like Florida State now, they just did a new metric that states that they probably won't win four games. That's the new standard.
Which brings me to this, and I'm going to throw this out, and then we're going to take a break. If you went by who would be favored, and then we'll get to our rankings on the next segment. UCF would be favored over Florida. UCF would be favored over Florida State. I don't know that they'd be favored over Miami. But they would be favored over those two schools right now.
I would give it to them right now.
Right? I mean, but Miami probably not, right? Miami, I think right now Miami after last year and after the last week probably would be a 3 to 7 point favorite. But I don't see any way that they're favored over, or Florida State's favored over.
I would say this. If you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I would say either all three of them would have dominated them. Mm-hmm. But if you ask me right now, even though I think Miami would be favored, do I think Miami would just blow UCF or USF out? No.
So we're gonna rank those on the other side. Let me get and Scott, I don't remember what the caller's name was. If you can remind me of that real quick.
Matt.
Matt. Let me grab Matt before we hit break, so he don't have to wait through the break. Matt, how you doing?
Good. How y'all doing this evening?
Good, Matt. What you got going on?
Well, not much, but I watched the game at Florida, and at halftime, Square came on, and he admitted that our recruiting has been absolutely subpar. And Kirby Smith came in his first year and loaded up on offensive linemen. Second year, loaded up on offensive linemen. Name one stud we got coming in that's in the top 100 on the O-line help. We don't.
Well, the top 100 offensive linemen or top 100 in the country?
No, just offensive. Well, in the country, you get
that's hard to do right there now. That's hard to do.
You get a top prospect. Well, you get a top prospect, 1 to 100, regardless position. We have no top prospect on the O-line. Kirby Smart came in his first year and loaded up on the O-line. My chief on the job, every time I talk to him, he goes, "Oh, we got this 5-star O-lineman. We got this 5-star O-lineman." And until we get those top-tier recruits, it's not going to matter because you can't take 3-star players and beat Alabama when they're getting 5 stars left and right.
Well,
Georgia's getting 5 stars left and right.
Well, Matt, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I appreciate the call, but the goal right now for Florida can't be to beat Alabama.
I'm going to tell you this. You know what? I'm going to tell you where I understand his frustration and where he's coming from, but I'm going to tell you where he's wrong. You know who Alabama's starting left guard was? Not Alabama, excuse me. Georgia's starting left guard was? Young man, Solomon Kinley.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
High school,
that's right.
3-star prospect that Florida overlooked, that a whole bunch of other people overlooked, that Kirby saw something in him and saw that he could develop him. And that kid was a freshman All-American. At redshirt, he was redshirt, but he was a freshman All-American, and now he's taking that next step. So what you have to do right now is you have to look at where your program is right now and stop worrying about, am I going to pull in the top 15 class?
Yeah, develop what you got.
And this isn't fun for fans. Like, stop worrying about bragging rights.
Yeah.
Like, worry about what your system is. Recruit the people that fit your system and go out there and win ball games. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to start getting all those guys.
And you know what? You're so right, because if you look at the flip side of that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't that long ago, 3 years ago, that Florida State had backups who were 4 stars.
Right.
Everybody was 4 or 5 star and their backup 4 stars, and you've seen how that's played out.
Bust, injuries, things happen. You have to find guys who decided they don't want to play football anymore. You got to find guys who have a hunger, have a desire, and have that dog. Heck, you got a guy, Martez Ivy, from what the people would tell me, he was that dog. He was one of the most highly sought-after recruits. You actually had 2 people in that last recruiting cycle that a lot of people wanted to get in from at UF. But they're there. They either don't fit the system, they're not ready,
or they
haven't been developed. You got to give things time.
Martez Ivy, I saw in high school. He was a dog, but let me tell you right now, that's the most overrated college lineman in the country right now. Yeah. And I haven't seen all of them, but I feel comfortable saying that.
Wow, that's tough. I mean, the thing is high school is different. And I'm going to tell people this. Like, high school, if you're bigger, faster, and stronger, you're going to probably win most of your battles. The thing that's hard to recruit and see is the dog.
Yep.
And you really don't know if that guy has that dog until you see him come on campus.
Yep, definitely. Especially whenever you have bad seasons. Does that dog stay in them, or does it go away? We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to get into ranking the Florida schools. We'll also get into the Jalen report card, or whatever we want to call it. We'll come up with something. We'll take some suggestions on Duval Ford text line as well. Each week we'll look through the quarterbacks and how they did in the week, and what Jalen said. Did it come true? Let's see if Jalen is right all year long. He's right on a couple of them this week, that's for sure. You listen to the Sports Den. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Every day we deliver more Jacksonville sports.
Escort numbers in Hugh Freeze's speed dial.
Oh, why don't you come up and sing me sometime more?
1010 XL.
J. William Culinary, I talk about him every week. It's Monday, and that means that you're sitting at the house wondering what you're going to eat. Let him take care of that for you. Go to jwilliamculinary.com. The People's Chef, Jay Phelan, he's got you taken care of. They're local. He'll cook your meals for you. They'll deliver them to your house in a vacuum seal package where all you got to do is open it up, heat it, and you've got a delicious meal right there, good for you and delicious, better than what you're eating right now. Go to jwilliamculinary.com. Get on the meal plan today.
My house is rocking.
Come on out to Aromas, eat you a ton of stuff, and then you know what you do, James? You call, you go to thinmdmedspa.com.
That's what I'm doing.
Yep. Go to thinmdmedspa.com if you want to lose a little bit of weight. They'll get you on the right plan. Or maybe you're having other issues, James. I mean, I'm not saying you're having them. I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't know. But I'm just saying some people may have, what should we call them, performance issues?
Yes, man. You definitely won't have any performance issues if you go see Dr. Capasso, #Team Swing.
Yeah, let him take care of that as well. Maybe it's just, maybe you need some testosterone. Maybe you need just some, let him, here's what you do. Is you just go to Dr. Capasso and you tell him what's going on, and he'll sit down with you. He'll go through the whole thing. He'll have you feeling better and performing better in no time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be like this interception right here that came up a couple inches short. You don't need those problems in your life.
Straight Jimbo Fisher.
He tried to drag that second toe in there, but needed that toe to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, help you find those inches. Help you find those inches. Get that toe longer.
All right, let's rank the college teams, Division I college teams in the state of Florida. And I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I am going to tell you that for my money right now, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon, and I am going to put UCF number 1. They've shown me enough, and that quarterback is legit, bro.
I'll give UCF has earned it right now.
I'm going to go UCF, and then I'm going to go Miami.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go USF, and I'm dead serious here. And then I'm going to go, as badly as I've talked about them, I'm going to go UF before Florida State right now, just because I don't know what the hell is at Florida State going on in Tallahassee.
I agree with you.
Nothing at all.
Except for the Miami thing. I'm actually going to put South Florida, UCF, USF, then Miami.
Wow.
Then Florida, then Florida State. Actually, I may slide.
No, don't go FIU or FAU yet.
I think so, and I'm going to tell you, you want to know the reason why? At least they have some kind of identity on offense, and even though they've gotten beat, their quarterbacks have an understanding of what is actually trying to go on, and I don't see that at FSU, and I know Coach Taggart has come out in the press conferences, and one of the things that he says that he controls, not every quarterback run has a design read to it, but it does have a throw.
Yeah.
And what I have seen in the last 2 games is yes, the offensive line has looked really bad. But I also believe that we have made the offensive line look a lot worse than what they are. So it's very, very, not strategic. It's from Pop Warner level. When you run this kind of read option, and if you're old and you ran the veer, same concept.
Same thing, yep.
If the end crashes, you pull. Yep. And DeAndre Francois legitimately refuses to pull and run. And a couple of times that he did it against Samford, he actually saw success. You see him legitimately. You see the end crashing, and he just hands it off to him. And you can protect. So what happens is when you pull it, and if DeAndre Francois would have done this, he would have had about 70 to 80 yards rushing in the first half. So what happens now is the end and the defensive line, they don't over pursue anymore. Now gaps start to naturally open, and you're able to actually have some semblance of a running game. Now you gash these guys, now you have some semblance of a passing game. The other thing that he didn't do, which he didn't do consistently, was climb the pocket. Yes, you're getting a ton. When you get a ton of pressure upfield, you climb the pocket, and when he did it, you saw him complete passes down the field. You saw a vertical game. And the biggest thing that Taggart promised FSU fans was going down the field. And what we did see was I saw Samford attack FSU like FSU was the FCS school. And like Samford was the Big D1 school. And I saw athletes consistently getting separation. I don't care what plays you call. At a certain point, and again, there are schools like Samford. I would never hope we would never put North Dakota State on the schedule. There are some schools in Division I AA. You put them on the schedule, you're asking yourself for problems. But like at a certain point, dude, you've got the facilities, you've got the nutrition, you've got the coaching, the high-paid coaching staff. Like that's got to come out somewhere. I've seen them get bullied by everybody.
This takes me back to 2 conversations I've had recently. One was with Tom McPherson, the head coach at Orange Park High School, about going fast, which is what the whole lethal simplicity thing is based on, right? Is you keep it simple so you can go faster and so your guys can play faster and not thinking through things. I think the reason why Baylor and Ole Miss and all those people had so much success in Oregon back in the day going fast is because you don't go fast with one play call. You go fast with options.
Right.
So you get up to the line, and there is, yes, this is our primary play call, but the defense is in this. We've got something else we can go to. From a complete observer standpoint, it doesn't look like that's the situation at Florida State. It looks like they're trying to go fast with one play call, and if that defense is ready for it, it's just they're not getting anything.
I think they are going. I think I just don't think, and this isn't from a skill standpoint. He's talented. I think DeAndre Francois is not physically injured or limited. He is mentally limited. He is not making reads, period. And that's just what it comes like. And I showed people with the Virginia Tech and the thing dang near went viral. Like, look, my man climbs the pocket. He can actually walk into the end zone. Yeah. Or Patrick is right there. He is not. He is choosing to go in that direction because he is locked in. I'm not challenging. I'm not questioning his heart. I'm not trying to bash the young man, but I'm critiquing what is on the field. And sometimes when things happen in real time, that's how what happens. You're used to, you're getting beat up. Like you talked about it, like you were a 5-star or a 4-star. Now you've kind of like you're a 2-star. You're playing on the 2-star level. Now that, and then I think we've gone too much. You're going too much side to side. Like, and you don't have, like, when I saw Georgia run, whether you call it the bubble, whether you call it the quick throw, whatever, when their wide receivers went to go block people, they locked on,
they did it with
purpose. They drove their feet. And the receivers aren't doing that with purpose. Now, I also believe you got to know what you got.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a DJ Matthews fan.
Right.
DJ is $175 in full pads.
Yep.
DJ is the guy that I'm going to throw that ball to. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to ask DJ to go block. And I think some of that is like you're trying to force it. Then on top of that, you know how many times Tamron Terry's been targeted this season? 4.
Yeah.
Of those 4, you know how many touchdowns he's had? 2.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's simple. Like, you got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And I believe Tag, what he's done in the last 2 games, is he's shown too much loyalty to people who he doesn't owe anything yet.
Right.
Like, to me, like, first he ended up playing well. I mean, statistically speaking. But if you can't run my offense, I'm not saying I'm going to bench you for the rest of the season, but I'm going to do something to create a spark because you cannot you cannot be on upset alert 5 minutes into the fourth quarter against an FCS school.
Well, Frenchie may end up being one of those guys that ends up being a better NFL player. The NFL game may be more his speed than what the college game is. Gibbs and I were talking before we went on air, and what was it, Sam Darnold that ran the quarterback sweep? That's something you're going to see a lot more of this year is quarterback sweep at every single level because the RPO game has pulled everybody in, and it's reduced the defense. And you saw it with the Florida game. Florida game, they were running quarterback sweep like crazy with Felipe Franks. Before you guys get frustrated, understand that's just kind of the byproduct of what the defense's answer to the RPO game is.
Right.
Is they pull inside, if they reduce, then you've got to use that running back as the extra blocker, the edge, and now you got to. So I guess my point in saying all that is there's certain things that you have to be able to do as a coaching staff that says, okay, we're good at this, which means that we also need to be good at this.
Right.
And that's the thing that I haven't from far away. Granted, I didn't even watch the game on Saturday, but against Virginia Tech, I didn't see that.
Right. The RPO, essentially FSU ran PO. There was no run threat. Yeah. And the reason why Francois got the starting job, from what I was understanding, is that he was the bigger threat to run the ball. But if you don't run the ball, whether it's scrambling, whether it's the true RPO or any of that, like he's just not doing it. And the only thing from being a former player that I can do to explain this is having a fear of getting injured or some kind of hesitance.
It's an uncomfortableness for sure, right?
And you can see it. And then
if you don't want to call it scared, call it uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's uncomfortable with it. Yeah. And that happens when you're trying to put in a new system.
And in his defense, he got the tar beat out of him that 1 year he played.
But
the crap kicked out of him.
My critiques of him in the 2016 season are the same critiques that I have with him in this. He didn't climb the pocket then. You said, like, he threw the perfect pass every time.
Yep.
So what happens is when you are allowing the defense to hit you, guess what they're going to do?
They're going to hit
you. They're going to keep hitting you. But when you get rid of the ball quick or when you actually use all the tools, it slows the defense down.
Well, here's what we're going to do is we're going to take another break. When we come back, instead of doing 8 o'clock on Monday nights, we're going to use 8 o'clock. We'll use the music for sure because the music's dope. We'll use 8 o'clock to do the Jalen Ramsey scorecard. Every single Monday night, brought to you by Loose Recovery Services. We're going to do that right on the other side.
Number 4, Ohio State at number 15, TCU.
Hey,
our college football game of the week brought to you by Carefree Boat Club of Jacksonville.
Chad Scott
Instant Keys.
texted me It's hard to hate when the Jags are winning. 8 o'clock, we should have had it around back in the Gus Bradley era. Actually, the whole damn show was 8 o'clock back then.
Yeah.
We were angry.
Juice pops and lollipops.
We were all angry then. Look, that hurricane's is serious. Did you see that thing?
Mm-hmm. I know all kinds of people trying to get out of Carolina. I don't mess with hurricanes no more, man.
That thing direct hit Cap 4?
After that last one? Right here? Like, try having, I can sleep. I sleep through anything. That's my way to get through a hurricane, is go to sleep.
But you couldn't sleep that last one.
Well, I was knocked out. And then my son.
You were knocked out because you were drunk. I was at that house the night before.
That too. But my son kicked me. Like, right when it hit. Like, he was sleeping. He went Josh Lambo on my rib. And now I'm up. And I'm like, okay, well, I ain't got nothing else to do. Let me go light up a cigar. I go step out there, and I see the wind. I see the water's all the way up to my doorstep. And I'm like, wait a minute. And so I lit up a good cigar, too. Like, 'cause you never know. I could die. This is me, my last. Ain't no use for him if I'm dead.
Yeah.
So I light up a good one. Then I think about it. Yeah, then I think about it. And I'm like, dang. It's Florida, and this is standing water. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of trees over there. Let me get my black A in the house real quick, because there could be some snakes and some alligators, and I'm not trying to. Yeah, you can't see the power was out.
Yep.
So I hear all the wind, and I hear the tornado sounds, and I'm sitting here like frozen, and this kid is just drooling. He's out. Like, he's enjoying life.
And he woke you up.
And he woke me up. And I'm the only person in the house, like, all, like, terrified. And then everybody else is well rested after the hurricane passes. And everybody's like, why are your eyes red? Because I heard the end of times. I heard Revelation.
You know what else is in the standing water? What? Nastiness.
Yeah.
Just flat nastiness. And Loose Recovery Services, they can get you taken care of. If you ever have standing water, if you ever have a flood, if you ever have a roof leak, anything like that, don't drive. Make sure you go to Loose Recovery Services. That's LUCE Recovery Services. Call them at 904-834-1153. That's 904-834-1153. They specialize in mold removal, mold cleanup. Just get them to deal with your issues at the house. It's that simple. LooseRecoveryServices.com, LUCE. Let's go through scorecard, if you will.
Okay.
Jalen, of course, is the new quarterback whisperer, if you will. He's the... You know what he needs to be is some NFL team needs to hire him to evaluate quarterbacks coming out of the draft.
You can work multiple jobs during the NFL. He should be the scouting director.
Exactly. Why not? So we're going to go through based on what he said. And so I'm just going to go down from good to bad, according to Jalen. Start with Drew Brees. Drew Brees, he says he thinks Drew Brees is really good, even at his age. He still runs everything. Drew Brees had a good game.
Right.
Okay, so he hit that one. Aaron Rodgers does not suck, he said. Aaron Rodgers did not suck
last night.
I think I want Chris Collinsworth, if I ever get hurt, I want him analyzing my every step, though, because that dude is the drama king. He's talking about Aaron Rodgers couldn't even lift his left leg. Man, I'm sitting there watching this dude run.
Mm-hmm.
How you going to tell me he hadn't lifted his left leg the whole time?
Man, yeah, it was kind of like what what Darius said about Alan Hearns. Like, you would have thought Alan Hearns was a Civil War vet or something like that.
He said Tom Brady does not suck. We don't need to evaluate. Deshaun Watson, he said Deshaun Watson, he'll be the league MVP in a couple years, 100%. There's not even a debate about that. Deshaun Watson did not have a good day, and if you're going to tell me Blake Bortles had a crappy day, Deshaun Watson had a worse day.
I mean, okay. So he got one out of 32 wrong.
Carson Wentz didn't play. Marcus Mariota, he says, I think Marcus Mariota is a great quarterback for their team. I don't know what that means.
It means he thinks the Titans are trash.
And Mariota's trash.
And Mariota's trash, too, but he's good for a trash team.
Kirk Cousins, I think he's good. I think he's a winner. He's a hell of a competitor coming off the play action. He's the best quarterback in the league. Play action passing, he's a hell of a quarterback. He played all right, right?
I mean,
they put up, what, 24?
Yeah, but, I mean, his stats were pretty good.
All right. Carlton Banks. Russell Wilson. I think Russell is good. I think he's a really good leader, too. He's all they got, man.
Yeah, well, they got rid of everybody.
He's all they got. Nick Foles, he said he won them a Super Bowl, so he's good enough to do that. I didn't think he looked very good the other night against Atlanta.
No, he didn't.
Who caught that? Dadgummit.
Shout out to Golden Tate.
I hate fantasy football.
Don't be talking about Jalen's brother-in-law or whatever it is. His kid's uncle has got a ball, too.
Now I need a big game out of my two receivers now. Dang it, James. Feel free to cover him. Derek Carr's good. Phillip Rivers, we'll find about Derek Carr. Phillip Rivers, good. Okay. Matt Stafford, he says, I think he's straight. I don't think he's the best quarterback out there, but he do what he got to do.
He just did what he had to do. Yeah, I appreciate him.
Up till that point, he had not done anything, but that works out. He said Tyrod Taylor's actually a better quarterback than he gets credit for because he does not make mistakes. What was Tyrod Taylor's stat line yesterday?
He threw for 197 yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. He's my backup quarterback.
Okay.
He didn't do bad.
And considering the elements that they were playing in.
Listen, this team couldn't sniff a tie.
That's crazy, that stat. Start since 2004.
I mean, listen, man.
A tie.
Yeah.
A tie is their best start since 2004. James, that's 14 years.
I mean, you got to take the good with the bad. People are critiquing this man. This man that may have to play for Jalen Sweet and Sassy Barbecue team on fantasy football.
Let's see.
Might need to lead us to victory.
Jimmy G. Just because when they beat us, his hype picked up. They were like, he beat the number 1 defense. It was all schemes. He didn't beat us. It wasn't like he diced us up. It was literally all schemes. Jalen?
He had no schemes the other day.
Nope. He's not wrong on Jimmy G's week this week. Baker Mayfield didn't play. Lamar Jackson. I think he played a couple snaps. Ben Roethlisberger. He said Ben Roethlisberger is decent at best.
3 interceptions.
It's not Big Ben, it's Antonio Brown. Big Ben slings the ball a lot of time. He just slings it. He's got receivers to get it. He has a strong arm, but he ain't all that.
Yeah, he was right.
Eli Manning. It's not really Eli. I think it's Odell. I won't say Eli is good. I'll say Odell's good.
Statistically speaking,
he's right.
Catches, and Shepard had 5. And then everybody else was like 3 and 2 and 1 and stuff like that.
Yep. Ryan Tannehill. I don't know much about him. I haven't heard the greatest stuff about him, but I don't know him personally, so I can't tell you. Matt Ryan. This is the one he nailed. I think Matt Ryan's overrated. Can't tell me you win MVP 2 years ago, and then last year you're a complete bust and you got Julio Jones. No way that should ever happen. I don't care. Matt Ryan having 5 shots at the end zone at the end of the game didn't even come close to completing one of them.
Nope.
And Gibbs is still bitter about it.
Yeah. Maybe. Why doesn't Jalen have a segment, like a true segment? Like, let him come in and give him. I mean, he don't mind talking.
He costs too much.
That's true. Good point.
I ain't paying Jalen when I can just read his quotes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
He said he don't think Andrew Luck's that good. Man, listen, Andrew
Luck's Twitter profile. Captain Andrew Luck is better than Andrew Luck. Is it Captain Andrew Luck or is it?
I thought Andrew Luck played pretty well yesterday.
He went from not being able to throw a tennis ball to throwing it 50 times?
Yeah.
Sure, his arm is going to be pretty sore.
You saw that he had a secret injury from a snowboarding accident, right?
No.
Yeah.
Is that that's what held him back a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, he threw for 319 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. First time he's thrown a ball in a little while.
I mean, that's actually, yeah.
That's not bad. Joe Flacco. So just being honest about it, Flacco sucks. Flacco had a great day yesterday.
Yeah, he did. But the consensus in the league since he won the Super Bowl is that he's pretty trash.
Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is trash.
Trash Josh didn't play.
He did play.
He did?
He did play. They benched Nate.
Oh, man. Did he do better than Nate?
Yes.
Well, I mean, Nate was doing pretty bad.
I did better than Nate yesterday.
Poor Nate. Nate.
Don't talk about it because they're saying Nate may start again this week.
He should.
You think?
Are you going to start him on your team?
No. Nate was 5 for 18 for 24 yards and 2 picks.
What kind of faith is that? What kind of quarterback coach are you? You've got a guy in the league, and you're playing fantasy football, so you should know all the secrets.
Derrick Henry start for you this week?
I didn't get a chance to pick up Derrick.
That's right.
I didn't get a chance to pick up Derrick.
What kind of faith is that? You should have got him first.
I thought about it, but then somebody else got him. I think that's the story I'm going to go with.
Yeah, you thought about it when?
Well, here's the problem.
What had happened was
Derrick is good. But I have Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Who I believe is better at this juncture. And I had to get somebody from FSU.
Oh.
So I got Devonta Freeman. So that was about it. So I'm full.
Oh.
I don't have enough I don't have any other running backs that I can spare.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm looking for Josh Allen's stats. I know he had 74 yards. He was 6 of 15. That's 40%. 74 yards.
Yeah, we should have drafted that guy. Yeah. I mean, good night.
Yeah. Yeah. He just looks, I don't know. He don't look like a quarterback to me.
Trash Josh, man.
He looks like a farmer.
Isn't he from Wyoming?
Yeah, they farm up there?
Something like that.
I thought they just froze.
Yeah. Well, when it's not.
How do you farm in Wyoming?
You got three months of good weather, so you got to get it all in.
I mean, but can you farm when it's that cold?
I mean, Wyoming's next to Idaho. I don't really know where any of this stuff is, so I'm probably way off. I just assume they make potatoes.
Oh. Crops. Let's see. What is the Wyoming's big? Hay.
In the middle of the barn?
Barley.
Oh, there we go. So I know they're drunk. Isn't nothing to do when it's cold but drink?
Yeah. Yeah, the wheat is the largest crop commodity in Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
Largest.
There we go. A lot of hops and barley.
Oh, okay.
Get drunk.
Didn't there wheat? Yeah, there's wheat and beer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why are they? I never knew Wyoming was like. I don't picture Wyoming as.
I don't picture Wyoming as anything.
That's true. That's fair. They got some ugly uniforms.
They do.
These things are pathetic, actually. Who thought of those colors? Who starts at college and goes, I want to be brown and yellow?
Who starts at college in Wyoming?
Who goes to college in Wyoming?
Guess you just want to play D1.
See, that's one of those things where it's like somebody starts a stupid business. Well, you're buying crap from them. You're keeping them in business. Somebody starts a. Why is anybody in Wyoming?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all keeping the state active. For what?
I mean, for all 30 people that are there, they probably appreciate that.
What's the population of Wyoming?
I don't know. Same size as the college.
Whatever the college is, that's Wyoming's population?
Right.
Huh. And you know I'm going to look it up now. See, we're helping educate Wyoming population. What do you think? Let's throw a guess. 2017 census. Throw a guess out there.
550,000.
Man, you looked that up.
No, I didn't.
579,000.
Oh, wow.
There's more people that live within like 6 miles of here than all of Wyoming. Montana has 1 million.
Really?
Montana and Wyoming by each other?
Sure.
Nobody knows?
No, when they stopped making NCAA, I stopped looking at the map. Because you had to look at it for recruiting. And I never went that far.
U.S. map. Nobody knows where Wyoming is. There's 3 of us sitting here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Wyoming's actually south of Montana. It goes Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and then just west of that is Montana and Wyoming.
Okay.
I didn't know Nebraska was that far up. Anyway,
I'll never
that's
talk
8
about
o'clock.
this again.
Yeah, that's 8 o'clock. Listen, if you don't live in Wyoming, you live in an area that's got humidity like Jacksonville, then you need to make sure the air quality is good at your house. And why you say? Why do I need to worry about the air quality? Because that's where mold grows. Bad air quality. We've got a ton of humidity here. You want to make sure that the air quality for your family is good. So what you do is you have your air quality test done. And who does that? Loose Air Quality. You go to LuceAirQuality.com. They'll come and do a full assessment of your house, let you know if there's any risk of mold growing or if there's currently mold. The way that you know, maybe you've got headaches, maybe you're not feeling well, maybe like I've heard of people having nosebleeds, stuff like that. Like you don't want that stuff around. Make sure you go to Loose Air Quality. Get that crap taken care of. They'll come out and tell you what's going on at your house right away. Go to LuceAirQuality.com. That's L-U-C-E, airquality.com. If you need help spelling air quality, go get a dictionary. 803-1014. That's 803-1014. Give them a call, LuceAirQuality.com. We'll be right back.
Get everything you need to know about each week's top high school football games with Ryan the Hacker Green and Joe Cowart on Game Night Live.
AA. That Pops is the reason why Taven Bryant went to UF. He dropped the bag.
Dropped the bag in Wyoming?
Dropped the bag when he was in Wyoming. They'll have to believe me, because why would you go to Wyoming other than that?
Pops was crazy back in the day, man. He'd hop on the motorcycle and drive like to daggum Washington State.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I got no interest in that kind of stuff. Like now his thing is the mud buggy thing, like the
mud bogger.
Yeah, and he shows me this picture, like he's up to his neck.
Neck?
Yeah, in water. And I'm like, I don't even look fun to me. Why I want to be in that dirty ass water? And
I don't know, man. I know people who do. They get really good trucks, really dirty.
This is an open air mud buggy. Like he's sleeping in camp in a tent. Like, Pops.
Too much money.
What, when you sleep in a tent?
Yeah, when you sleep in a tent, man, you got too much money, man.
Got to send a shout out real quick to Derek Noodle Jones.
Okay.
Freshman at EDub was selected Offensive Player of the Week.
Okay.
Yeah, for Mid-South Sports. And Elijah Spivey, also Defensive Player of the Week. So they swept it over at EDub.
Okay.
Good. Look at
EDub.
I mean, crap, Florida sucks. Florida State sucks. Let's go EDub.
Yeah. Give love to the HBCUs.
Yeah. Isn't that like the oldest HBCU in Florida?
Don't get me to lie.
I think it is. I don't know. I'm a white guy spitting facts about HBCUs. What do I know?
Hey, Scott know more about Future than I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. We talked about Florida State earlier. What can be done now? What in the season? Like both coaches are there for a few years, regardless of what happens this year. What can be done? And you speak for Florida State, I'll speak for Florida.
Well, what he's got to do is you got to find the guys that first you got to find the right combination of offensive linemen. So what you would hope is the final two drives that FSU put together, Frenchie didn't have any pressure. They had some runs. So maybe that's the offensive line that you got to do. And you got to simplify the blocking schemes. Probably go away from some of the traditional spread. You go with some of the air raid blocking concepts. It's easy. It's vertical pass set. It now will be tougher when you play like a Clemson. You play against some more athletic linemen, and then really just encourage Frenchie to really operate and do what it is, and go attack down the field. Like, I understand you want to be able to set up the screens and you want to go side to side because that's a part of it, but we're not doing that very well. So you got to be able to attack them downfield. And then please, for the life of me, if Patrick is the best running back you have right now. Not saying he's better than Akers. I'm just saying right now he's performing better than Akers. Put him in a situation where he has 7 yards to be able to go downhill and get a full head of steam. He's not very good at running out of the gun.
Akers needs to lose some weight.
Yeah, something's going on with Akers.
Yeah. From a Florida perspective, I don't know. I mean, you ain't going to get stronger during the season.
No.
I mean, you can keep lifting all you want to, but diminishing returns is going to happen at some point with as much as you're playing. The fact that you got dominated up front, we can hope that bringing back the defensive linemen that are supposed to come back this week will help a little bit with that. But the domination that I saw, more than 2 caps, man. I mean, what you got to do is you got blitzes, and then when you start run blitzes, then you're opening yourself up to big plays. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit there and let somebody carve out 8 yards carry on me.
You got to do what you got to do to stop the bleed.
Yeah, so I mean, you're gonna have to go, double barrel blitz, double A gap. You're gonna have to do something along those lines. Defensively, offensively, you're gonna have to do everything quick. They had some success with counter power, that kind of stuff last week, but that doesn't work every week because somebody's got the way they block it. They're pulling both guard and tackle. Somebody's got really good fast defensive end on the other side and a good alley player. They can chase that down the way Florida's running, and it almost happened the other night a couple times. So I mean, you got to get a lot quicker game, a lot quicker passing game. You got to work in some screens, some draws, something to slow the rush down. Very similar thing to what you're talking about with Frenchie's got to happen at Florida too. Is you got to stop working the release routes. Blake needs to work on this too. You've got to start climbing the pocket a little bit more, and stop trying to outside release and gain depth, just like what Blake and what Frenchie's doing. that'll slow the pass rush down. Outside of that, there's nothing, though, from a coaching staff that you can do physically to these guys. Like you said earlier, they either got the dog in them or they don't.
Yeah, you got to find the people, the 22 players that actually want to play.
I just want to make sure this is the real guy on the line because we haven't heard from him. Okay.
Is it like 2 years?
It's been like since the Jags got good at least. Dolphin Gary making an appearance.
Good evening, Dylan. Great call getting last night about the Packers as soon as you called it. You all just went over to there.
About them being overrated. Yeah, I thought about that when I got home.
The good old Danny kiss of death. Listening to Jalen Ramsey talking about all these quarterbacks, you know what it reminds me of, guys? Donald Trump criticizing Senator McCain's military service when he got out for bone spurs. I mean, give me a break.
Why you got to make a reappearance and get political on us?
Don't you think there's a little jealousy because of he has, because obviously he plays defense, he can't catch the football.
Do I think that Jalen is jealous of
guaranteed money that the quarterbacks get?
No.
Little sour grapes.
No.
He knows he's going to get his money.
He's getting paid.
He's getting paid when it's his time.
He's not getting QB guaranteed.
Do you see what Khalil Mack just got? Khalil Mack got what, $2 million less than Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. Like, here's the thing: they're gonna pick up the 5th-year option. They're gonna franchise him. Then they're gonna franchise him again.
I don't think they will.
You think they're gonna try to get it done?
I think they're gonna try to get it done.
If they try to get it done, then he's gonna get some QB money. I guarantee he'll be.
How about a little love for my Dolphins, gentlemen?
We did. Tannehill actually, he did something. Like, I mean, they won.
For a guy that hadn't played in a year, 28.
And to be honest with you, he hadn't played in like 3. I mean, he's been on a team. This is year 4 for us, and the Dolphins hadn't been good. Like, this is the first. Like, I have to say they're better than half of the NFL right now. So I mean, I gotta give props when they give props.
They've definitely been mismanaged for a long time, starting with Heisinger when he came into town. Actually, it started when the idiot Joe Robbie refused to pay Larry's uncle Paul Warfield and Jim Kick, and
dang, they've been bad that long.
They would have won 4 Super Bowls in a row. Well, Shula didn't get Marino defense for so many years. And how about those Saints, Danny? All I heard in the offseason from all these great prognosticators, the Chargers and the Saints, they got the chips on their shoulders. They're going to come out nose to the grindstone. They both laid a big fat egg.
Gary, you know I love you, man, but I got to ask you something. How come we don't hear from you for 2 years, and all of a sudden the Dolphins win, and you come on here and just call me out with 2 different things?
Oh my, 2 years! I talked.
I don't know about last football season.
We were concerned.
We actually made some calls to make sure you were still around.
Now, we thought you got suspended or something. I was trying to make
you can't kill a dolphin.
All right, Gary, man, don't be a stranger, man. Good to hear from you. Dolphin Gary checking in, man. It's good to hear from Gary.
We heard from Dolphin Gary before we heard from NC State Dave.
Yeah, the rivalry started day 1 of the Sports Den.
Right.
Yeah, day 1 of the Sports Den. He does make a good point about the Saints, though. One that I think is relevant to the Jags is the Saints all offseason. Defense is fixed, and the defense played well last year. And it just goes to show, man, that from a schematic standpoint in the NFL, these coaches are so stinking good, you better have the talent that parlays to the next year's success, too. It makes what the Jags do even more impressive.
Right.
Man, you see Matt Stafford here?
Matt Stafford got destroyed.
He got rocked, but did you see when the guy tried to help him get up, the move he made?
Nah.
Yeah, he kind of started, fanning his face, like his makeup was drying or something.
He's probably crying.
I'd be crying. He's been beat half to death tonight, and they're getting beat 31-17. If I'm going to take a hit like that, I better at least get a W. I better eat some W's like Jameis.
I'm good now. He doesn't have to play anymore.
You're going to need more points than this.
I got a kicker still.
You're going to need more than 20 on me. Matt Castle coming in. Boy, they look sad in Detroit, don't they? You see their fans?
It's another year.
Yeah. How great is it to be in a city with a good football team? And he's thrown 3 picks tonight, Stafford.
Man, Stafford's wife or fiance owes Jalen an apology.
Dang. How great is it, though? Angie and I were talking about this yesterday. How awesome is it to be in a good NFL city again?
Yeah, I mean, I've never known that I've never been here when they were good, so this is the first time, and it definitely helps when your team sucks, when your college team sucks.
For 2 years, we came in to do the show following the fifth quarter, Sports Day following the fifth quarter, and for 2 years we opened the show up with "Oh no, we suck again."
Right.
And for 2 years we would text each other coming in to do the show, like, "What the hell are we going to say now?"
Every week it was the same thing.
Lined up the callers griping about the same thing.
First year I was happy to be wrong was last year.
And now we get to come in, and, it's funny because last night the opposite happened, is we win, and now everybody wants to talk about Blake. We just won on the road. Week 1, we're 1-0. We got a huge game coming up, which I want to get into next segment. Did you see the average ticket price for this?
High.
I saw $700.
Ooh.
700 bones.
Man.
I know.
Got another caller.
You got tickets?
I'm going to try to beg for some tickets from somebody.
Yeah, I texted a couple today.
We want to take another caller?
Yeah, we can do that before we take a break. Who is it, Jeff?
Yep.
My man Jeff from Pensacola? Jeff, what's going on?
Hey, man.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I had something happen in summer, but I'm feeling better.
Good.
But I feel fortunate of what happened. So, but, I watched the Gators game last Saturday night. After the game, I'll admit, the last time they won, I wasn't even alive. I was born in '88, man. I'm not lying. I felt really bad for y'all. I'll be honest, and maybe I'm a hypocrite. I'll admit that. I like all the teams to do well in the state, even though James doesn't like Miami. I kind of like to see them do well, and maybe they could collide at the ACC championship. I know that's a pipe dream, but I'm kind of hoping it happens. And it would be nice, for Florida to get back. I know I would do guy that doesn't drink alcohol, but I watched the Buccaneers game because where we live, we only get the Saints game. We don't get any Jags, no Dolphins. They didn't even put the Dolphins on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the Jags game next week. I think Jags win 40-0. I think Gronkowski gets double teamed because they're going to miss not having Edelman and Amendola down in Miami, which I'm glad. And thank you guys, and I hope your team do well next weekend. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Good to hear from you, Jeff. You know what I'm like, Jeff, is I like to see all the Florida teams do well except for Florida State.
It's not nice, man.
Under no circumstance will I pull for Florida State. You cannot name a situation.
Wow.
I pulled for Tennessee when it was Tennessee-Florida State, the national championship game.
That's some hate, man. That's not good for you.
It's worked for me. I'm perfectly fine. I'm healthy. I'm good.
I mean,
have you ever pulled for Florida?
No. Not at all.
Can you give me a circumstance where you would?
I mean, I can tell you who I'm going to root for the first game of next season.
What do you mean?
When Florida plays Miami.
You pull for Miami?
Yeah.
Florida and Texas A&M play for the right to go to the Final Four.
Can they both lose? I'm probably going to root for Texas A&M.
Yeah, I can't think of a situation where I pull. I mean, if Miami and Florida State, when they play, I'm all Miami.
I'm going to be honest with you. When I don't necessarily root for them to lose, I really don't care. I just watch the game.
You're trying to be the bigger man, and you're not getting away with it right here.
Like,
it's not even. I talk to you too much.
Like, I went into the Kentucky game knowing that Kentucky was going to lose.
You went in.
So I was like, maybe this will be a good game.
But you can sit here all you want and say I don't care. That's maybe the biggest lie you've ever told in your life.
Like, at this point, I really can't afford to care. I'm so in tune to making sure we beat FCS schools that like I really can't afford to worry about what Florida's doing.
Let me ask you this way. When you heard the Florida-Kentucky score the other night for the first time.
I was so shocked.
Hold on. You were so happy.
No.
Man, stop.
No, because what I knew this. Like, I learned my lesson from Miami LSU. See, I'm a quick learner. In the season. I'm a quick learner. So I saw Miami, and I was like, okay, no matter what happens, it doesn't change what happened with this game. But I felt karma came back and got me because I might have went overboard.
And y'all were in for the fight of your life at the same time, so.
Yeah, I might have maybe
gone overboard?
Yeah, maybe.
You live tweeted the whole game making fun of Miami fans.
I wasn't making fun of Miami fans. I was live tweeting what was actually happening. But I might have enjoyed it too much. and then I didn't get a chance to enjoy anything. So like,
okay, I'll be honest. When I was walking to the truck after the Florida game and I saw the Samford Florida State score, I gave it full out Tiger Woods fist pump.
Like when I'm like, the reason why I couldn't get into that, I'm like, wow, we are legitimately in a dogfight. Like, had different circumstances happen, like the game went like like you would think a Division I versus FCS school happened, maybe I would have gloated a little bit more. But when I saw the first play from scrimmage from Samford,
yeah,
I was like, nope.
Put the phone down. I'm not even looking.
Nope, I'm not looking because I know it's a couple things. I know people are coming at me. I am not going to say anything negative. I'm just like, you know what? And then at the end of the game, I said, man, this is sad because there's no way to explain it. Everybody, the only win for any of the big three schools this should not be the issue. We all had to be FCS schools, and well, Miami got a hold of theirs quicker than anybody else's. But actually, no, Florida probably Florida's win was a more dominant win over an FCS school than Miami.
I'm not even
Miami,
about this crap.
and then us. And I'm like, this is just not football. Even at the worst of all the programs, this is not what I'm used to.
Well, I had a proud dad moment, and then we'll get into bold projections following week 2 on Saturday down south. We were walking in Sports Authority the other day, and my son covered his eyes all of a sudden. I was like, what is he doing? He didn't want to see the Florida State stuff. So I have taught him well. We'll get into Saturday down south right away. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Oh, by the way, Randy's Reed coming right now.
Yep.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists helps you be the best when you play and brings you
the best of the drill replay.
All right, coming to you next.
They pummeled us in the swamp, the magical swamp. That's why I've been so angry about Florida football, and you tell me I'm being negative. Saturday is why. They're all better. Mississippi State, Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, who went toe-to-toe with Clemson.
Okay, so I'm to understand.
Hire Jimbo!
Mornings on 1010XL.
Listen, if you're thinking about coming and trolling me about what FSU has done, I'm going to invite you to go to 6323 Racetrack Road and go to Randy's Nuts and tell them you want a big old healthy heaping of Big Game James playoff nuts. Put them in your mouth, savor that flavor, and that's exactly what I'm going to tell you to do. I mean, 6323 Racetrack Road. If you're not in Jacksonville, you listen to us from afar. Go to randysnuts.com. That's RANDEEZ nuts.com and get a big old sack full of nuts shipped to you. That's right, get some nuts.
Renna's Pizza needs no introduction when it comes to delicious New York style
man. He's got this big old brown ones, man. Y'all can have that.
Matt Stafford threw another pick, by the way.
He can throw as many picks as he wants. I just need a couple more passes to go and take.
That was number 4 on the night.
Man, I thought about getting this tight end too, but man, good stuff.
Yeah. Saturday Down South does a weekly bowl projection for the SEC. I need to pull up Florida's schedule because I don't know if I agree with this. So before I get to Florida, let me get their schedule pulled up. They've got, of course, Alabama going, all the way. Cotton Bowl, I guess. Cotton Bowl is one of the – man.
They got Florida going to the Cotton Bowl?
No, Alabama. That's one of the semifinals this year. Yeah. So one of them, there's 2 different people. One of them's got them playing Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. The other one's got them playing Wisconsin in the Cotton Bowl. Auburn, they got going Peach Bowl and Citrus Bowl. I'm going to say Florida for last. Georgia, they got Sugar Bowl against Oklahoma State or West Virginia. So I guess they don't think that SEC's getting 2 in. That Georgia-Alabama game is going to be good.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens. Kentucky going Music City Bowl against Miami or Georgia Tech. LSU going Outback Bowl or Peach Bowl against Michigan or Notre Dame. Mississippi State going Citrus Bowl or Outback Bowl against Penn State or Michigan. Mizzou coming to the Gator Bowl. Both of them say that. Against either Maryland or Michigan State. South Carolina going Belk Bowl against Duke or Va-Tech. Tennessee, one of them says none. The other one says Birmingham Bowl against UCF. Man, UCF will.
Yeah, that's going to be.
A&M, Texas Bowl, Vanderbilt, none, or Independence Bowl. So here's where they got Florida going. Is the Liberty Bowl. They both say Liberty Bowl against Texas.
Well, they should go into a bowl.
Okay, walk with me through this schedule. So we need, 6 wins to be bowl eligible, right? Colorado State, I'm going to let you call it. Win or lose?
Lose.
Tennessee, win.
Yeah, because I don't think they have a quarterback.
So that's 2 wins. Mississippi State.
Loss.
LSU.
Loss.
Vanderbilt.
Win.
Okay, so that's 3 wins. Georgia.
Loss.
Missouri.
Win.
No way.
I didn't see the Missouri look good.
I don't see us stopping Missouri. Missouri may have next to Ole Miss the best offense.
Okay, I'm not going.
I'm gonna keep us at 3 wins there. South Carolina.
Loss.
Idaho.
Win.
That's 4 wins. Florida State.
Win.
So that's 5 wins. What is it, that petition you can, at 5 and 7, if there's enough that can't get in, you can petition and get in a bowl game?
You won't go to that bowl game, though. And then one of your...
They get Liberty Bowl?
Nah.
Isn't Liberty Bowl one of those bowl games that's played like next week?
And then the other problem is that one of your 5 wins will be against an FCS opponent, so you can't really...
2 of them.
Who?
Idaho.
Idaho's a FBS school.
I thought they went back down.
They did?
I thought they did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Charleston Southern, I could be wrong on that, but I want to say Idaho went back down to FCS, or FCS, yeah, like 2 years ago. If Florida ends up with, after what I saw the other day, I originally said 8 wins. I'm not saying that anymore. After what I saw the other day, if Florida ends up with 8 wins, it'd be a miracle. If they end up with 6, okay, that's about what I'm expecting. Because I think they will beat Colorado State this week. I think they will beat Tennessee. Then I think they will go through a little bit of a dry spell. Mississippi State's good. LSU's good. Georgia, they don't have a prayer against Georgia.
No.
I think best case, if you were to look at futures right now, I bet you that line's already at 21, 19 to 21.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And I don't think Missouri, I don't think South Carolina, although they could beat South Carolina. South Carolina doesn't scare me as much.
South Carolina for a half was pretty good.
They got O-line problems up there, too.
Yeah.
They got the receiver, Deebo Samuel.
The quarterback.
And I think the quarterback's pretty. Why is everybody hating on their quarterback all of a sudden this year?
He's better than anything they've had in the last, 3-4 years?
Oh, he's what they've had in the last. He's a senior.
Oh, well, before that.
But I think Jake Bentley, unless I'm just badly mistaken. All I'm hearing is people saying that he's an average quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
I don't either. I think Jake Bentley starts for just about every other SEC school not named Georgia or Alabama or Auburn. So that's, 8 other schools I think Jake Bentley may start for. Well, no, I'll take that back. Missouri's got a good one, too. Oh, you see, they put up 77.
Who do they play?
Southern Illinois.
The Salukis are SCS, though, right?
Yeah, but they put up 77. The problem is Southern Illinois put up 42.
Oh, so they don't have any defense.
No, but 77 points. Florida may not score that the rest of the year. I don't know. I'm down, as you can tell, man. I'm definitely down. Florida State, update their win total. What do you have, Matt? If you were to redo that article, that column, on gridironnow.com.
Mm-hmm. You still got to check it out.
If you were to redo that right now, where would you have them at? Jets just scored again?
Right now? Oh, let me look at this.
How'd they score? Isaiah Crowell, 62-yard touchdown run. 47-17 Jets right now.
Jeez. I think FSU's I say 5 wins.
Y'all got that easy of a schedule?
No. But I just saw, I forgot who I just saw. Louisville lost to somebody that I have no idea how they lost that game. I think we beat Syracuse. I think we beat Northern Illinois. I believe we'll win ourselves through Wake Forest. And then somewhere down there.
I don't think y'all beat Syracuse.
Okay.
I would be more, if I were you, I would be more optimistic towards the end of the year because y'all do have the talent. It's a matter of finding some type of rhythm.
Right.
Right now, man, I just think it's off the tracks.
Right.
Northern Illinois, I'll give you.
The reason why I'm saying this is that as bad as the Virginia Tech game looked, it was stuff there. I still don't understand the Samford thing. But we are battling a lot of injuries. But I'm going to say 5 wins.
Let's see. Y'all got one now. So I'm going to go 2, 3. Yeah, okay. I can see that. So you're saying that y'all are going to beat Syracuse, Louisville, Northern Illinois, and Wake?
Yeah.
And then end the season losing your last 5?
I just can't see. Again, this could be. I got to see a lot more before I just talk trash and say we'll beat Florida. I know for a fact right now that this team currently cannot beat Boston College.
Yeah.
I want us to currently forfeit the Clemson game. I want us to. I'm trying to think of everybody who we have, and I just don't want no parts.
Yeah, Miami, Notre Dame, NC State. Didn't NC State has not started off right?
Yeah, but they still have a draftable quarterback and a good wide receiver.
It's definitely. I think Florida State's season is more intriguing than Florida's. I don't know why I think that.
Like, part of me wants to hope that these guys severely overlook Samford, and they wake up when they play against better competition.
Man,
I just can't.
It seems like they would have turned on that switch a little sooner, though, if that was the case.
Yeah, maybe, but I just can't. Like, I can't go in and just talk. Like, they got to show me. They got to show me something. They got right now. I'm not gonna bash Coach Taggart because I think the situation that he walked into was. You always ask me, is Jimbo Fisher or Urban Meyer? And I'm currently starting to believe that maybe there are more parallels to that than I thought.
Yeah.
We were sold that this team on paper, this team is talented, but they just aren't. And I don't know if it's just that, going from a pro style to a spread, but I'm not going to make any excuses for them. Right now, they're not a good ball club.
Yep, that looks like the case right now. Let's pay some bills. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the Monday edition of the Sports Den. You can come on out to Aromas. There's plenty of football still left to be played with a late game tonight. Come on out, have a drink, have a cigar, hang out a little bit, watch some football. We'll be here a little bit longer. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Jeff Lageman brings his unique perspective to Jaguars Today.
Are you serious?
Jeff Lageman
they keep showing these shots up in the stands, and these people look like they're done, man. They're checked out. They have nothing to live for anymore.
I'd have been gone home.
30.
Yeah.
Gotta get up and go to work tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you guys for listening to the Sports Den. We'll be back on Thursday night from in studio inside of 1010XL. Then we'll be back again on Sunday night, or Sunday morning, 9:30 to 11:30 this Sunday. And then back here at Aromas next Monday. Thank you guys for listening. At Denny_Thompson, at Big Game James 36. Make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube page, please. Sports Den Live on YouTube. We'll see you on Thursday.